So Blizzard released a comic called Reunion, which is all about Jaina, and they released it I think Monday or Sunday, somewhere around there, last Sunday maybe. Jaina is possibly one of the most complex characters in Warcraft at the moment, at least to me, and maybe to you, and there's some interesting stuff in this comic. So, at the start of the comic, we get to about the 5th slide, and here we see what Jaina has been doing after she left the Kirin Tour at the start of Legion. Basically, she was just running around killing demons by herself, thinking about stuff. She feels like she feels like if she's been like betrayed by everyone who really is supposed to care about her. So she's like, I'm just by myself. She's like, I felt free. It was great. I liked it. So as the comic progresses, we get more Jaina talking about her empathy and lack of combat prowess. It is at around this time that I asked myself, are we supposed to feel bad for Jaina, or are we supposed to believe that she got what she deserved? Now, if you go back to Jaina's beginnings, she's literally allowed her own father to die after chasing a horde that has brought so much ruin to the human kingdoms. She practically sided with the enemy, and it costed her father and many of Kulturas' finest their lives. This only happened because she wanted peace. Then she goes on to find Theramore and be a fair and tolerant leader to any party. This is stated in the comic as she believes her traits of leadership led to Theramore's destruction, which isn't wrong. It's really not. Jaina has had numerous chances in the past to dismantle the Horde before anything bad could happen to her or her people, but she chose peace. So Jaina ponders these questions for a bit, walking through Theramore's ruins, and decides it's time to go home. She teleports to Borealis and eavesdrops on her mother and her advisors. We see from this comic how absolutely fanatical the Kultirans are about Dalen. When I say they're fanatical, Jesus Christ. If you do nothing about Kulturas or Dalen and visited the capital, you'd probably think that Dalen is some sort of god. They literally worship him, like if this dude is some sort of all-father that has like guided the stars and aligned them so Kulturas and the entire world could come together, and the Horde is just evil that came from another world and was trying to take away everything from that. That's basically what it is. And of course, because of this, they have a strong hatred for Jaina playing a role in his death, which is understandable, I can understand. Now, to the Kultirans, they have a blind and more fantasy view of the events that transpired. They believe Dalen went to save his daughter and her city from the Horde, which also sailed over the Kalimdor, when in reality, Jaina was really under no threat from the Horde, and her city was just fine. They were actually, like, pretty peaceful to each other, I'd say. It's really one of those gray areas in Warcraft lore. You either sided with Dalen and believe the Horde is too monstrous to exist and negotiate with, or you side with Jaina and believe they can be redeemed just like anybody else can. So after Dalen is honored and the death to heretics is chanted by the Kultirans, Jaina listens in on her mother and advisors talk about political stuff. First they talk about the Waycrest family, then the boiling war looming between the Alliance and Horde, which they are not surprised by, which they shouldn't be, and you shouldn't be either. That's another video, you should go look at that one. Then the Admiral believes Kultura should reinstate their allegiance to the Alliance, which is spat off with a solid no. He believes that they should rejoin the Alliance just in case the Horde ever tries to invade, because they know that the Horde does not care about neutrality and they will just invade, especially under Sylvanas. Then the Admiral suggests bringing Jaina back into the fold, and that's declined harder than rejoining the Alliance was. From here, Jaina's mom goes on about how she blames herself for Jaina's attitude and the way she's acted over the past couple of years. Basically, Katrina states that Jaina was sheltered because she had a gentle soul. Her whole path in life was laid out in front of her, and she was never taught loyalty or humility. And I believe this is possibly the most defining moment for Jaina, and something we've seen countless times in her in the past. Jaina has no loyalty, and she was never taught what it was. From the very beginning, when she sided with the Horde, she showed no loyalty to her people. When Varian and Thrall began fighting in the Undercity, she froze the two parties and teleported the Alliance away, showing no true loyalty to the Alliance. When Theramore was destroyed, she insisted that both factions could still exist in harmony and that the Horde had good in it, showing no loyalty to her own people who were literally evaporated and eviscerated by a mana bomb. when the Council of Dalaran voted to reinstate the Horde, Jaina left instead of just dealing with it and being like, fine, you know what? But if this comes back to bite everybody in the ass, don't say I didn't tell you. And when it came to her and Kalek and how they hooked up, she just left him, showing no loyalty to even someone that understood her more than anybody else in the world, and someone that loved her more than anybody else in the world. She's left. All this happened because Jaina was sheltered and protected from the horrors of the world. Her entire character has literally been this from the beginning, and now we know why and how. Sadly for Jaina, she's realized her errors too late, which cost the lives and trust of numerous people, and now she's on this path to try and mend her relations with everyone, but is only really making it worse. I'll say it once and I'll say it again. Jaina is the most complex and interesting character in Warcraft lore, and I'm excited to see where she goes. Thanks for watching.